Yes, good evening, and of course, welcome to Calypso Insights. We had a little technical hitches, but of course, it's over, and we have a very packed program, so we're going to move very quickly into everything. Welcome to my host, of course, my co-host, which is the man Ashton Lugay. Good night, Wackers. Tonight we have a packed program.
Of course, indeed, and we'd like to just apologize for the late start. And of course, we have a packed program tonight. We have a couple of the young calypsonians coming up. You know, the young ones competing in this year's competition. We have two of them here. We have King Tice, who is seeking a three-peat, and we have Queen Melody. That's her name? Is that it?
No, we have Alisa right now, but Queen Melody is standing by online.
Oh, Alisa. So we'll just get introduced to Alisa. I wasn't sure who we had there. I thought it was Queen Melody. But we have Queen Melody online and we have Alisa. So we have a couple of calypsonians there, and later on we'll have some of the former kings and queens in Calypso living overseas, in the Rabbits, in the Wizard, in Sandy, and of course in the
yes.
What's the other one?
And well, basically that is basically what we'll be having tonight. Wizard, Rabbit, and of course Queen Sandy, and we expect the Tronada. These four certainly should be on tonight. Very briefly, join us also will be the man Harold CD. So you can see we have no time to waste, and Liverpool talking about stage management just for around 5 minutes. But tonight we also have the one of the members of the executive or who functions in terms of controlling the activity for Leo Club as far as a Calypso show is concerned for a number of years, and we have the man Chauvin is going to tell us about the show and basically his involvement before we get some of the artists and give the public a little snippet of their song. So welcome to Calypso Insights, Chauvin.
Good night, Mr. Jackson. It's a pleasure to be here right here again at DBS Radio. I was here this evening, now I am back here tonight. So it's a pleasure to be back here on DBS Radio speaking about the Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch and the Leo Club. For those who do not know what the Leo Club is about, the Leo Club is a non-profitable organization where one of our biggest projects throughout the carnival season is the Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch.
Okay, so now we are focusing tonight on Calypso.
Yes.
Bring us up to date as to what's happening as far as the Calypso competition, what time it is, and so on, and how many artists you have this year.
Okay. So this year, the Leo Club of Dominica presents our 2025 Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch. We got 10 talented participants who are going to fight for 2 crowns on the night of February 14th at 5:30 p.m. at Carnival City, which is at the Stadium Forecourt. And the children prices are $15 and $25 seating for children, adults $25 and $40 seating for adults. And also, if you are overseas and you would like to view the young people perform their talent on stage, it is a cost of $15 pay-per-view that is available on DBS Radio. So we have 10 competitors who will take part in the competition in 2 categories, and they are in the Bouillon segment and the Calypso segment. At number 1 in the Calypso category, we have at number 1 Alisa Louisi representing the Goodwill Secondary School, and the stage name is Alisa. At number 2, we have Malik Farrell of the Paybush Primary School, and his stage name is The Reverend. At number 3, we have Tice Faustin of the St. Mary's Academy, who is our reigning junior king, and his stage name is Mighty T. At number 4, we have Mia Didier of the Portsmouth Secondary School, and the stage name is Darius. At number 5, we have Faith Senville of the Dominica Grammar School, and the stage name is Queen Melody.
Okay, having said those 5, because we're trying to focus on the Calypso, and because of time, we're trying to move quickly. And I know you were on this afternoon about the Bouillon section.
Yes,
and
correct.
It's nice that you all could merge as a group. Basically, what we could probably ask the Dean is to queue up Tice's song and Alicia's song in the meantime. Alicia, at least we can get from you, and being your first-time competitor, how has it been for you taking part for the first time in the Junior Calypso Monarch competition? How has it been?
It's been tough.
The plans, preparation, and so on. Tell us something about that.
Well, the preparation, getting there. And practice been good, but tough because...
Okay. What about your fans, your supporters? You represent what school?
Goodwill Secondary.
Goodwill Secondary. That was my school too, but I went to Goodwill Junior High School in those times. So I'm also supporting them, supporting everybody. See, I went to all schools. Yes, so tell us about who are your mom and your dad, and somebody probably your fans that you want to big up, who supported you and so on.
My family and my teacher.
No, say your mother's name.
My mother's name is Myrtle Louise. Right. My father's name is Stenman Louise.
And he's in the studio right now.
Yes, and yes, he's in the studio right now. Yes, your dad right there giving full support in the studio. Yes, yes, I think she knows
she's
that.
She's like to surprise your father.
Yeah. Well, Thais is more or less right now almost a veteran now. He's seeking a free pit, I remember one of those years when Thais was saying, he's looking for his free pit. Now Thais is looking for his free pit.
Of course.
So Thais, give us a little idea about you and your whole development and what is your plans for the competition, and probably tell us something about the song you're going to present and so on. So
okay,
take it away.
Okay, well, my name is Thais Faustin, also known as the Mighty T, reigning Junior Calypso Monarch 2024 and 2023. My song is entitled Jump Like Thea. It was written by the man himself, right next to me, the host, Mr. Ian Jackson. And it is about jumping over the obstacles. Obviously, we're honoring our golden queen, Thea Lafleur, but it's not just that. It's telling the youth that they shouldn't think that because they might be in a bad place right now, or something might be hard on them right now, that they should give up. They should always try and jump over that obstacle, you understand? Because Thea didn't win the first time. Yeah. So always try and jump over them obstacles.
And if you observe workers in the studio, for the first time, you have two fathers here in the studio supporting their, so that is very good for the fathers. So workers, I don't know if you want to ask one or two questions, and then probably could take one or two of the songs, because we're trying to move at very quick speed tonight.
Yeah. Well, Benji, N2 is here, Benji. Win Benjamin, who is the father of Thais.
Yeah.
And then we have the father of Alice here as well. But N2, I call you N2 all the time. I just like to ask you, how did you help him in terms of his development, in terms of, his how he used stage and all that? How did you help Thais?
All right. Well, as you know, Mr. Ian Jackson wrote the song, and he has been writing for him for the past 2 years, and this year make it the third year. Mr. Jackson always provide the melody and so on to me, and then I sit behind the keyboard at home in my studio and put all the musical arrangements together. And so that's the best I could help Thais in, and also help him with his stage performance in terms of his props and his movements, his articulation, and how to go about, delivering that masterpiece that Mr. Jackson always writes.
Yes.
All right. Well, and in Alice, I just want to ask, who wrote your song, and how is Alice? Who wrote your song? How your family helping in your development, or you have anybody close to you helping you on stage? How that's going?
Ian Jackson wrote my song.
But Lady S is the person's called
all the songs.
Lady S. Well, every year, it's kind of known in Dominica for.
All right.
But so, I want to credit the students more than myself, because really we need Calypso to continue. Yeah. And if they don't take on the songs and so, because I have to pass on the knowledge and so. Yeah. So Alice is also assisted by Lady S, who has that big song for Calypso called Silver Lake Again. And she's a teacher of yours, Alice?
Yes.
Right.
And it's your first time, right, Alice? It's
yes,
your first time in the competition. So you are confident, you have the confidence, you build your confidence, you're ready to perform.
And you can say that, kind of.
That's right. Yep.
Another thing, so you saw people who went on in the junior Calypso, and they move on into the bigger arena as Tasha P, and they won crowns.
And Dice. Many others. Yes.
Janet Jackson, who sang in the junior Calypso, and she captured the title in 2012.
Yes.
And then you had Sheldon, the Professor Alfred, who won it 3 times in a row. And then you had the Duchess, who were representing the Convent High School, and she won from 2003 to 2008. She captured the crown 4 times. And then you had Norissa, that is Norissa Pelty. Yes. She won
sister of Tasha Pelty.
Yeah, and she won from 2001 to 2002. So she won the Monarch twice in a row.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is a great stepping stone for the young people to to portray their culture, their talent, and to just get involved in the calypso genre of music.
I think Waka is looking for a word or two from the dad of Alicia.
I just want to ask.
Yes.
I just want to ask the dad of Alicia, how is she doing in terms of her preparation? How you have assisted her? Have you been involved in the whole development?
Okay, good night. Yes. As Alicia that's speaking. Well, I'm not really a musician to say musician, but so far she told me that she wants to go and sing calypso this year. So the encouragement is from the family, the mother, sisters, they encourage her very much to do her best.
You say you're not a musician, but you have an appreciation for music. You just dance on music. You have a little time in. So people that say they are not musicians, once they have the appreciation and they understand, they can know when somebody's singing off.
That's true. Yeah, but I observed something about her when she had taken a couple practice that she hold the mic too close to her mouth and she get off shouting. So she have to hold the mic a little lower down and don't shout too much, but pronounce the word properly. And she has a sister in America who really push her to go and sing the calypso. And then the rest of the sisters give her the full support we can. Yeah, so far I think she's doing performing all right.
All right.
Yeah, well, wonderful. As you know, standing by, we have some people in the diaspora, person in the diaspora. So probably you can update us as to who are in the diaspora, waiting on to speak to us, while probably the Dean of Technicians get one or two of the Calypsonians songs together. Of course, in the meantime, Mighty Queen Melody of the DGS, you can call in to us, and or Dean, I don't know if you can call her for us, and we can just have a one or two words for it to be appreciated. So Queen Melody is standing by. We're just a little bit late tonight, so that's why we're a bit delayed, but we haven't forgotten you. Queen Melody, big song, nice song during the I think the Stardom 10th last week, and she was a good hit there, so we thought she would feature her tonight. So Queen Melody of the DJs, just hang on. And we're going to listen now to something from Tice, Jump Like Thea.
One more time for the crowd. Don't frustrate yourself, young man. I know life not easy. Get your education and strive for prosperity. May be difficult, but a little fight you must show. Put your shoulder to the wheel, and I know you're bound to succeed. One day things will change and your life will rearrange. So jump like fear, jump over all the obstacles. Jump like fear, jump, but never forsake your principles. Jump like fear, jump. One day you'll achieve. Jump fear. One day you'll get that Olympic dream. Just don't give in, no. Taste again. Oh. Yeah. Come with it. Calypso. Yes, my schoolmates. Trust me, I can relate. I too had my fears and fell locked out of the gate. Sometimes you feel that you're looking down a barrel, but don't you give in and blow away your brain. Don't look down, please look up. That's where you must aim. So jump like fear, jump over all the obstacles. Jump like fear, jump, but never forsake your principles. Jump like fear, jump. One day you'll achieve. Jump fear. One day you'll get that Olympic dream. Just don't give in, no. Oh yes. Mighty T, one more time. Play the horns. Akime. Never ever quit. Yes, who feels it, know it. The pressure is sure. One day to diminish. Keep running that track, and success will come at last. It's just a flip up and a jump to have them right round in stadium. So jump like fear, jump over all the obstacles. Jump like fear, jump, but never forsake your principles. Jump like fear, jump. One day you'll achieve. Jump fear. One day you'll get that
Was and well executed by the man, the king, the double monarch. He's sticking for his third crown. I understand that probably Sandy and Chonada is waiting along for us. Just hold on. And Seely, just now we'll be joining you in the next 5 minutes. Seely, just to tell us something about stage management before we go into our overseas guest. But yes, this one, Jump, how do you feel about it, Tice?
Well, obviously, I have a great writer, as you can tell by the song. But I feel like it really shows a message that I want to bring out there.
All right.
That you should never keep yourself down.
That's right.
Never believe that because you're in a situation that's where you have to stay.
So are you feeling scared? Competition, all kind of stuff, you know?
No, man.
Everybody's coming after the king, you know.
Well, you have your little nerves, man.
But
you just have to believe in yourself.
Yes, for sure. Alisa, tell us about you now and your song. We're just trying to organize it and get it together. But I think they might have another one queued up, I think. So probably we could listen to it if there's another one queued up. Of course, Melody. You could call us 1-800-327 now. Queen Melody, you could call us anytime from now. You could call us to 1-800-327. It's a free call, and we can talk to you and ask you about your song, etc. So yes, Alisa, as we were saying, tell us about what you tend to do on that night. You tend to execute your song and so on.
Well, I just want to send a message to the young kids, just like me, Mike. Same it with me.
No, what is the message?
Take your time, not to just rush life. Like,
all right.
Take your time, like everything will come.
There's a time for everything.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So what do you expect for the shoot? For instance, on the what is the date you have?
It's on February 14th.
February 14th. Okay. What do you expect for that particular show? I know last year the Booyah and the thing was the first time you all had it together.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is the expectation for this year?
The expectation for this year is for the students to bring out their talent towards the judges to do a great performance on the night of February 14th, because we have heard them at rehearsal and they have been sounding very powerful. So competition this year is very tight. Very tight.
And you have a balanced squad, 5-5 basically.
5-5. So we have 5 students for the Calypso and 5 for the Booyah.
Yes.
I just want to ask the Leo Club member there. I know were you the ones that started that Junior Calypso thing, Leo Club, right?
Yes,
actually initiated it, and what was the whole idea behind it? What were you trying to achieve? Because you stay at that level of Junior Calypso. You don't move on. Let's say you try to organize other thing like a senior competition, but you stay at that level.
Yeah. Just before he comes in, I just want to say quickly, Wackers, probably it was a little slip, but the junior competition has been started for a long time. As you know, Gordon Henderson and all those guys were junior kings and so on. But it's the first time that their group as Leo Club started the competition. But this junior clubs of competition has been there for many, many, many years.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So Mr. Jackson gave you a brief history about the Junior Calypso. It started in a long, long time. I met it here, and the members of the Lions Club started the show, and then after that, the Leo Club took over to bring the young people on stage to portray their talent, because we find a lot of the young people show a lot of emphasis in the Calypso arena. And it's good to have the young people portray their story in a Calypso form.
Dean, do you have song number 2 for Queen Melody? And like I said, Queen Melody, we may have to call her then. I give you a number. She has a number. You have a number, I think, Dean, so you could probably give her a call. Probably she's waiting on that. And then we'll get across to Harold C. and the guys from New York, or Diaspora Calypsonians. So we can get Queen Melody. Of course, just want to remind you that next week, as we are just putting the song together, that we expect at least one of our guests will be Mr. Tyson Johnson. He's going to speak about melody. We had a lot of talk about lyrics and development, but somebody who's trained in that area and have taught for a number of years, still teaches music. I've worked very closely with the man Caressa. And of course, I know when we were driving here, Wackers just tell me he did some work with him, at least teamed up and played with him at some time. So Tyson Johnson has a host of experience, even from at university level, and he will be also presenting next week about his ideas about melody, and we hope to get one or two other guests. So over to Dean.
So many things, but this song is for the rum kings and queens. a bar, here a bar, there a bar everywhere. A bar, here a bar, there a bar over there. A bar, here a bar, more I look, more I see. A bar, here a bar.
Yeah, we probably had the wrong song there, basically.
Yes. That's that.
Yes. So basically, we want to ensure that everybody gets a fair share. I mean, we did. I don't want people to say that our Calypso program tonight did not invite all the young people. We did, but they were so busy practicing and rehearsing, and they were also here this afternoon. I think a few of them were there this afternoon. So the persons who were accessible are there tonight, and some in inclement weather, and some persons are living far, of course, and we asked that they could join online. So apparently we still having one or two difficulty hitches here and there, but I hope that you are enjoying the show. And of course, you can always call. You can give the numbers backers. Persons can call and wish the young people some luck and encourage them as to what they're doing.
Mr. Jackson, just to share with you that it's good to have the signal band helping the young people prepare for the show this coming Friday. The signal band has been working with them very, very hard. We must say thank you to Sheldon Alfred and his manager Jelani for giving us the time and the talent for the young people to portray their skills on stage, because it's not easy to be performing in front of a big stage, in front of a large audience. It takes a lot of courage, so you have to motivate the young people out there to do not give up, as Alisa and Ty said. Do not give up on life. Always try something. Never give up. You might fail, but you should use that failure as a stepping stone towards your success.
Okay, well, probably what we could do is have final remarks by you all guys, because there are some persons waiting. And if we get the songs a little later, we'll play them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so do you have them, Dean?
Just before we do that, Jack, would just like to remind you out there listening that you can call in. You can call in the telephone numbers to Paul, 1-800-327-448-3284, 616-1327, that's the WhatsApp, and 448-3281, 448-3279, and for the overseas number, you are 305-432-9744. And of course, you're into Calypso Insights with myself and Ian Jackson as host.
Yes, that's correct. And so
Every day I fight, oh I fight. The voices in my head, oh I don't Wish I could have gave him hope and these words to help him cope. Believe me, yes, you can. Believe me, yes, oh yes, you can become somebody. Believe me, yes, you can. Believe me, yes, oh yes, you can make it one day. No matter what that evil voice tries, you can make it. You can make it. And even when the tears overwhelm your eyes, you can make it. You can make it. Alyssa. We develop a new culture, we develop a new craze. Every time we hear a boom boom, we just wind up and misbehave. We forgetting homework and chores, and circumventing our laws. It's like we live before zero, and we just don't want to buzz. Life cannot just be about free up. Time to reflect and take stock. If you agree, join with me and sing. There's a time and place for everything. Right now it's carnival, but as Wednesday everything stop. Everything has its season, and we better remain focused. We cannot dance our life away. Listen to what mommy say. 99 days for the 5th, but one day you'll have to pay. Life cannot just be about free up. Time to reflect and take stock. If you agree, join with me and sing. There's a time and place for everything.
Yes, that was Alyssa. Life cannot be just about free up, a time and place for everything. And just before that, you heard something by Branca John, the Bricks John, and that is Father Bricks, and of course Trilogy combining to do something there for the DGS participant Queen Melody. So you can see that Tice has a lot of competition. It's going to be a great show, and of course we got to really move pretty quickly, Wackers, because we have one or two persons standing by. We have C in the background telling us about stage management, and I see we have Super L and Wizard and a few other guys, Tronada, and Sandy have been waiting for a little while, so soon we're going to join you all guys, but we're going to take a little word from Sealy, and of course if you have anything to ask or participants, Wackers, you can do so now.
Well, I can see it's going to be a good competition in terms of the Calypso. I like the recording, I like the songs, I like the participants. I was asking Alicia Father if she had done a recording, but she actually did a recording. I'd just like to congratulate the Leo Club for organizing it and to encourage them to continue. And of course, I want to send out condolences to a member of the Leo Club, Mr. Evans John, who is a close friend of mine. And he was a good guy, really nice guy, entertaining guy, really, so we miss him. And then I just want to wish all of them the best in the upcoming show. And I'm not sure if they want to leave any message in terms of their quest to win that crown. I want to just start with Tice as the reigning king, looking for a free pit, trying to break Shelley record at SME.
Well, what can I say now, boy? Right.
You have to try, I guess. You must
I know.
try.
Jump like Thea.
Yeah, quite literally, jump like Thea. Get over those hurdles and try to be victorious for another time. That's for a fifth time.
How about you, Alicia? What you say?
Well, I just gonna try my best.
Yeah, and it's your first time, right, in the ring, right? Of course, I want to encourage you to go there with confidence. Just be yourself. Don't try to overdo things. You know your song. Just go there with the confidence and focus. And then all will be well, man. From the time the music hits you, everything will be okay. All right?
Yes.
Yep. And the Leo Cup.
Yes, sir.
Just give your closing remarks in terms of things, and just like to encourage you.
Well, my closing remarks would be on Friday. The place to be is at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium at 5:30 p.m. to witness the great talent of this young upcoming bouillon and calypso artists. Let me tell you, Dominicans, you need to start to get your tickets, because the stadium forecourt is going to be on fire. And this show is falling on Valentine's Day as well. We will have a Valentine's booth set up in the stadium forecourt where you can take your lovely pictures with you and your couple. So please come out and support these young, talented junior and calypso participants. They have been working hard for some time, and they are ready to put on a spectacular show for you on Friday at 5:30 p.m. at the stadium forecourt. And the tickets are a cost of $15 for children, $25 for adults, and if you want to sit comfortably at the show, it's $40 for adults and $25 sitting for children. And if you want to watch your loved ones from overseas performing on the big stage, it's $15 pay-per-view on DBS Radio. You can't go wrong, because the Leo Club have been doing this show for a very long time. And this year, we are about to set things on higher heights. We are going higher heights with this show.
Yes, sir.
And if you hear from Thais himself, Thais said he's ready to jump like fear.
Jump like fear.
So we want to see the stadium forecourt brace.
I want to see all your jumping.
Come out and support these young, talented singers, man. I want to see the stadium forecourt feel.
They use it with brace.
Brace. Yeah, man. I want to see the stadium forecourt brace.
Yes.
Even though, sir, it's Valentine's Day.
Of course.
But you can still come on
best
day to come and celebrate with these young people. And the young people need your support, eh? They need the support. And I'd like to say a special thanks to the sponsors who came on board to make our show a success. And they are Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, the Signman Limited, KSC, Do It Center, Do It Best Quality Paint, Springfield Trading Limited, Jungle Bay Resort, the Glam Day Spa, Harris Paint, Jordan Jerome Photography, DJ Slim, Kwandan, Maruki Design, Rapid Response Recovery, Lavender Lab, Republic Bank, Lindomat, Isaac Tutoring Services, C&P Solution, Kyrie FM, DBS Radio, Crazy Carrots, Romel's Equipment Rental Limited, Dominica Calypso Association, Dominica Lions Club, the Central Cooperative Credit Union, and the National Cooperative Credit Union, who made our show a reality. And Mr. Lugay, if you miss that show, you have to blame yourself.
No,
you have to blame yourself.
I never missed a Junior Calypso show.
You can't afford.
It was great last year.
Let me tell you.
I did last.
You could have the flu. You can't afford to miss this show, man. This show is about to be on fire, and Signal Band will be entertaining the public with some live performances at the stadium forecourt. So it's not just about the Junior Calypso competition. Right after the competition is done, we have party in the stadium.
Oh God.
Big vibes.
That's where I live.
Big vibe, and it's a weekend.
That's where I make my step out.
It's a weekend, so you don't have a choice to come out and support these young upcoming Calypso and bouillon artists.
Okay, well, thank you, Shubin. Thank you,
sir,
Alisa, and of course, Thais, and the parents, of course. Into Benji is right there supporting his son, and of course the father of Alisa is also there, and that's very, very good to see, as we have the full support of parents, teachers, and everyone involved. I know Lady S is also involved as a teacher herself, and all the others who were not in the studio tonight. I'm sure they have teachers and parents giving them full support, and we too are duty bound to give the young people their support on Friday. Next, we'll be speaking to Seeley and of course John Liverpool. We'll give him a call, but Seeley's just standing by. And then for the final hour, we'll speak to some Calypsonians in the diaspora who's waiting. Understand there's Super L and Trinidad and possibly Wiz and a few others, and we'll see what happens, and we'll enjoy the next hour of our production. So thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Every day I fight, oh I fight. The voices in my head, oh I don't know why. I just can't put them to bed. Good versus evil, and I'm stuck in the middle. That good voice so little, while that evil voice on a rampage saying, you're foolish, you're worthless. All your hard work is pointless. The exam you must fail. Your future is death, drugs, or jail. Your mother don't love you. The world would be fine without you. And just when I grab the knife, ready to take my life, that good voice came alive, pushing me to survive. Believe me, yes I can. Believe me, yes, oh yes I can become somebody. Believe me, yes I can. Believe me, yes, oh yes I can. No matter what that evil voice try, I will make it. I will make it. And even when the tears overwhelm my eyes, I will make it. I will make it. Some people they fight, yes they fight. This battle all the time. Look out for the sign, yes the sign. Even when they say they fight, I wish my big brother was here to testify, but he's here no longer. I wish we had listened more when he said, I'm fed up, I'm helpless, my entire life is a mess. Nobody no love me, not even my friends support me. They laugh me, they diss me. If I go, no one will miss me. Till one night he grabbed the rope and went on a slippery slope. Wish I could have gave him hope and these words to help him cope. Believe me, yes you can. Believe me, yes, oh yes you can become somebody. Believe me, yes you can. Believe me, yes, oh yes you can make it one day. No matter what that evil voice tries, you can make it. You can make it. And even when the tears overwhelm your eyes, you can make it. You can make it. Be sure to speak life, speak life. Don't let voices hold you down. Keep your head up high, and you will overcome. We all can do better. I did things we manifest. Be a go-getter. Don't let voices have you sit down complaining. Society declining. There is no silver lining. The future depressing. The country has
Okay, good evening again. We are here on Calypso Insights. We were just talking to some young people, and this one of the songs you're hearing. Myself and Wackers, we are so impressed by Melody. She had to be with us on the program, could not be on the program, but this is a song you have been hearing, written by Branca and the man Trilogy, who's making waves in the Buyo business and in the Caribbean, the soca genre in Dominica. And it's good to see that even if Branca breaks John, could assist Father Briggs, yes, Father Briggs could assist and make a wonderful song. So you can see the competition is going to be a grand competition, and the young lady is really delivering well. She did so also at the on Wednesday last week, Wackers, and we were quite impressed with her, and we invited her to be here. She could not be here for some reason tonight, but we are happy to have her recording to share with you. And I'm sure it sounds like a senior individual. She really sounds good for her first time, and we want to give the young people all the support as they come up on the Friday at 5:30 at the forecourt to do their thing, the Junior Buyo and Calypso Monarch competition. Thais will be defending his crown as the two-time monarch is trying to seek a third crown, and of course going across against people like Faith and so on. But right now we have persons like I think we dealing with stage management right now, and this is an area, Wackers, we have not really dealt with before. Even in Calypso for many years people talk about calypsonians, but something happens on stage and at the back of the stage, and to make the show flow properly and make things happen, they are never sometimes given a recognition. And we just thought that tonight it would be good to bring in two guys who have been there for decades doing that job at backstage, and these are the man Harold Seeley and John Liverpool. And Wackers, we just want to say good night to this gentleman.
Do we have them online? Yeah, we want to say good night to Harold Seeley and John Liverpool. Are you hearing us out there?
Yeah, you hearing me?
Okay, yeah, we're hearing you now. Wonderful.
Would like to
good night to Wackers and to Jacko, the Black Star Liner. Thanks for having us on.
Yes, man.
Of course, it's good to have us. It's good to have you all here. Our talk tonight with you all will be basically on stage management in light of what's going to happen in the Calypso Association and your general interest and participation in stage management over the years. Okay?
Yeah, give us a little synopsis, Silly, about how that stage management career sort of really started for you all guys, and for how long have you been doing this stuff? Yes.
Okay. I would say it really started with Nigel Francis, when Nigel was a senior cultural officer at the Old Mill. Mm-hmm. And, having come from that theater background, it was easy for us to fit in and do the stage management. Mm-hmm. I remember we went to St. Kitts and we did Echoes in the Mailer for the Carrie Festival. That's really basically when it started. Mm-hmm. And continued through the Creole Festival with Eddie Tulor, after the scene, and now we on the stage. So,
yes, wonderful. To give listeners an idea what's involved, because they see the MCs on stage doing their thing, they see things being moved up and down the stage and different props being changed and moved around. Give us an idea what's involved. You all guys are dressed like men in black, doing your stuff on stage. Just what's involved in the whole management of stage.
Right.
Yes.
So, stage management is more than running around the stage. Mm-hmm. It's more than lifting up a podium and putting there, taking up props or a mic and putting it there.
Right.
Stage management involves the preparation for the show. Mm-hmm. So we have to come and familiarize ourselves with the program. Mm-hmm. We have to attend meeting, or at least a first rehearsal or final rehearsal. We have to make notes for the performing talent, the use of microphone, props, entrances, and exit.
Right.
So we have to prepare ourselves.
Yeah.
We must be there 1 hour before the show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you have to know every calypsonian.
Yeah?
You have to know every calypsonian and the exact placement for the prop, because that can put off their performance.
Exactly. We have to. And now some calypsonians, they really take it serious. They will just say, last minute, put this there, put that there. Or when you say, well, look, come this Saturday morning at 1 o'clock and we'll go through your run sheet. That is where you put in your things. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't see them until the night, and then they would be vexed because that wasn't there, that wasn't so. But come in early and prepare yourself is very important. Okay. And we are dressed in black, not because the black clothes is for us to be as inconspicuous as possible. We will just be moving. You will just see a shadow. We are not there for the show. We are there to help the show along.
But I just like to ask you in terms of stage management is stage management, whether it's for the WCMF or for the People's Action Theatre or for the Calypsonians. Or is there a difference between the three of them in terms of management? How do you really manage on the night? Is there a difference really, or are they just the same sort of management, in terms of managing?
Right. They all follow the same management principle.
Right.
You have to come early, whether it's a theater or whether it's a big-time World Creole Festival. You have to be there an hour in advance. You have to sort out who will be get a program. Who will be the MC, the priest to pray, who will be singing the national anthem.
Right.
Some shows mightn't have all of those, but they still follow that pattern. You have to be there and you have to sort out that. You have to identify who will be starting off the event, the MC, and things like that.
And they are also, it's also important, and the stage management is important in timing, the time between acts, the time they provide that.
Precisely. Only at the starting of the show, the stage manager is the most important thing. So you come early, you prepare everything, and when it's 8 o'clock, you'll tell the MC 5 minutes to go, and at 8 o'clock reached, bam. Sometimes we have a little thing of band members showing in late and people coming late. These little hiccups happen due to some problem, some with traffic, etc. But the stage manager do his best, utmost best, to give you an 8 o'clock start, or 8:30 start.
Yeah.
Very essential.
Yeah, and then again, like stage management is also linked to the other management, like song management, engineers, light management. They all have to be working in sync to have that entire show successful.
It's a teamwork. Because, if a contestant wants a dark or a shadow, you have to be able to communicate to the lightsman long before contestants number X want to come in under black. At certain point, you want a dim.
Right.
You have to make sure that before the contestant go on stage, the mic is working, proper batteries.
Right. You have to take your notes. I think we have a little call online now.
Caller. Take notes.
A caller. I'm silly, so we'll take. I think there's a caller. Okay, basically that was the caller. But anyway, yes, silly. Basically, what we're saying is that the stage management in Dominica, as you said, because your guys are dressed in black, people hardly really take any notice, and that's why myself and Marcus thought, well, it would be really good on a Calypso program to talk about your job, because people underestimate what's happening backstage. There's a lot of stuff happening backstage. And do you have to, for each Calypsonian, get his prompts and his props and so forth, and even employ other persons, even though you are in the leadership, employ other persons to play certain things at certain time and take them off? Even it means changing clothing and so on and putting different things. How does that really work? That must make some rehearsal for that to happen.
Okay. So the stage crew will be a manager, and each person will be assigned. Like one man would be assigned to, when the guy come off stage, take the mic, sanitize it.
Right.
Other two go to the dressing room, get them ready, bring out their props. If they have any help that you would like, extra assistance, you bring them on too. As soon as they put it on, let them leave the stage. So it's a teamwork, and you laser. Everybody have a particular thing to do. My job might just to be water. For the whole night, you make sure all the artists has water, and water never run out. So you break down the job, but you go along for smooth, efficient. The whole thing is to ensure you have a timely start of the show and a smooth running of the program.
But let me ask you, Silly, is there a required time or a limited time that the stage management team clears the stage? Do you have a required, or let's say, is it 30 seconds? Is it 45 seconds? Is it 1 minute and a half? Is there a standard average time that between clearing the stage and getting the act on?
Well, no, I would say no, but we just try to do it as quickly as possible. Because, some people might have, once here we had an animal farm, we had a whole animal farm on stage. So you know,
it's on a call on stage and so
yes.
Yeah, gonna bring cow and goat and thing on stage.
But there must be there must be a time frame. There must be a cutoff time, like to say, well, 5 minutes cutoff. I'm not sure if there is.
Okay, yeah, we could say within to get the next one at a 5 minutes interval. So we try our best run you off. Another thing, when you come in on, you bring something on and you take it off. So you don't come on to things. You come on with something for the next act and you replace that. You take that off. You know, so that a quick turnover.
One of the guys who have joined with you in stage management, one of the guys who have been with you from forever in stage management is the man John Liverpool, and I just got a little instruction that he's standing by, so probably want to say good night to John and let him have his say, tell us about his involvement, and he might listening, he could add anything to what you have been saying as far as stage management is
just
concerned.
Before I go, Jaco,
no, you hang around.
Okay, you seen my t-shirt? You seen the t-shirt?
Well, we just yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That's one of our stalwarts of backstage. He no longer with us, but we always remember him. Brown.
Brown. Yes. Brown. Yes.
Yep.
Veteran in that area. Yep. Yes, Brown.
Yeah, a veteran.
Yes. So, John Liverpool, you can come in now and tell us about your own experiences as a stage manager.
Yeah, man. Good night, Jaco. Good night to all listeners.
Yeah, good night, John.
Yeah, I think that's the program, man. It's nice, man. It's nice to be out in the black. You know?
Right.
Yep.
And he said most of it, you know. But I heard another question a while ago, like, you know, how much time it takes.
Yes.
On the and but depending on the props, you know, depending on the quantity of props, because the time some of the Calypsonians, they use their personality, their fair part, and you have less time to, you know, sometimes you don't have to go on stage.
Yeah, okay.
You know, while some others have expensive props, like aeroplane and all those kind of things, have to be moved, carpenter and all those things, you know, because then, but then, the part I wanted to put into the technical, the paperwork. Normally, they would have training to write down what they want, you know.
Right.
And but you find sometimes on the night, you know, something they changing something and they don't tell us anything.
Yes, certainly.
You know, so it's like they want to have a surprise, but surprise is for who, not for me. You know?
Yes.
So all of the good things there today, said most of it, you know.
Yes.
I think to the key there, John, is that there has to be coordination at the back. There has to be a coordinator, a leader. People have to know their roles as being backstage, right? And Silly would agree with me, because chaos is the worst thing that can happen with the stage management team.
Yes.
Right, Silly?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is why we assign roles to everybody. I might be sitting down with the people, monitoring the names, who next get that. John might be in a tent, hustling somebody, come out, your turn next. The other man might be on the stage with the sanitizer, making sure the mic's always working and always sanitized. You know, and then we have to other man like finance to lift up and bring on things. So it's a teamwork, all to ensure a smooth running production.
Yeah.
And just before we continue, we'd just like to remind listeners that they can call in. The number is 1-800-327-448-3284, 616-1327 on WhatsApp, 448-3281, 448-3279, and for overseas listeners, the number is 305-432-9744.
Yeah, and like we were saying, we have 5 more minutes on that particular session of our program, because you're going to bring in some of the diaspora calypsonians. So just hold on, guys. Same stage management, you know. I'm doing studio management right now. But what I was saying, I'm also silly that being a friend of yours for many, many years, I mean, I know sometimes you guys as stage managers are also called upon to be actors, props, you know, play certain roles on stage. So you double up as a stage manager, but you still help to play certain roles and certain characters if the artist want that on stage. Tell us something about that.
Yeah. Well, That's a very, good one. Brown used to say, Brown didn't like us to do that at all. But a calypsonian would meet you, know your capabilities, and still would ask you, come and do this for me, do that. So you might share a little opinion.
All right.
I was fortunate to be for Johnny. When Johnny used to sing Calypso, I was a favorite props, man. To the Black Starliner. On stage for Checker, a couple others. But it's always a privilege to help out and share theoretical ideas with the Calypsonians. It would help, it would help in their performance. It would, who knows, make sure that their rendition and everything come on like that. Oh, Jacko, on stage, I'd like to say something about the Calypso season. Is all right?
Yeah, it's of course you can go on. Go on. Mm-hmm.
We worked on the road parade. We are members of the road parade committee, and myself. And the Calypso opened without the Calypso. The Calypso King was there, the Queen was there, but they haven't played the road march up to now.
That is another big topic for a whole night of discussion. That has come up many times.
So I think the Calypso Association have to push themselves or partner with the Calypso, with the DFC, and have a big truck in front playing Calypso.
Right.
The road march song from last year.
Yes, that is very important.
For sure.
We're pushing traditional march, but Calypso is a tradition too.
Right. That's a good point.
You know what song I remember from the whole road parade is a song by, I say, Little Boy and Kwan.
Big Belly Season.
That, you know that bit?
Someone else, yeah.
Oh, someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calypso need to push themselves. Calypso need to take themselves a little more serious.
Yeah. So
we get where they want.
We need to do something else.
I'm sure we're gonna get some comments there. Our next guests, they are listening. I'm sure they're gonna bring up something like that. And I know Sandy's listening, and the Rabbit, and the Wizard, and the Trinidad.
So, I want to say good night to Rabbit and to the Wizard. Good partners, good friends.
So only told them that.
Yes, what about Sandy? What about Sandy and the others?
So only told them.
Queen Sandy, yes.
Boy, I like to thank Walkers and Jacko for bringing us on. Sometimes I tell John, I say, the stage manager, sometimes we are the most least appreciated guys.
Right. Yes, that's true.
We just expect to do things. When the MC finish and they never say, well, look, dog, cat, and monkey, and donkey was the stage manager. Thanks to them for doing a good job.
Yes, and that is our role we're playing tonight. We observe that, and that is why I asked you guys to come along. So we're really happy. John Liverpool, do you have any final parting words? Since you joined us a little late, at this.
Just before John come in, I just want to make comment on what he said there regarding that. A show is a holistic thing.
Right.
It's not only the Calypsonian is the show, not only the musicians. You have backstage people. And we learned that from PAT a long time, right, Silly? We had a team of people makes a show. Managers, stage managers, backstage, props people, actors, stage designers, performers, MCs. All that collectively, engineers, road boys, helpers, these people collectively make a show. Lights, sound, everybody collectively, and they have to work together to ensure that show comes out good.
Yes.
Any break in that chain would cause a show downfall. It would not be good.
Yeah.
And there has to be an overall management that can coordinate every managers and ensure that the show work. Checks and balances. There is no excuse for not really having those things done if you tell people you're going to have a show.
Yeah.
And we have to break from the thing about is Dominica. And if it goes, standards are standards, remain as standards, and we have to raise the level of standards. And that's just my take.
And I'm just saying, I want to add to what Walker is saying, you all guys, it's a Calypso program, so we have you about Calypso, but you all have been doing that for a long time for all shows in Dominica, all major shows, Creole Festival, etc., and National Day shows, and you have been that for a very long time, and it's because you have exhibited a level of competence, in the actual art form, and knowing what it's about, and you're also dramatists. You are dramatists, in fact, Silly, so you know the importance of timing and putting things together, which is very, very, very important. Yes, punctuality, it's punctuality. Discipline, tolerance too. Guys' head gets hot backstage, you know. So guys can't find that they can't find this or whatever.
Get vexed with the artist backstage. You have to be tolerant.
Yes, you're very tolerant. You have to be tolerant. Yes.
Yeah. So you cannot be walking about with a glass in your hand or half drunk and my backstage. That is a no.
Yes, that's no discipline. Yes, exactly. There must be discipline. So we just want to congratulate you, and I want to, acknowledge your contribution to the art form. It's often go unfeathered, that we said, and you guys have been doing a wonderful job, and we want to thank you very much for what you're doing. And we know you are also preparing hard for semi-finals this weekend, Saturday. So we want to say thank to you, Celie, and of course John, who joined us via telephone. Blessings to you guys. Yes.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, man. Thanks for raising a very important topic.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
And of course, that was Harvey Seeley and John Liverpool, stage managers and stage management producers in their own rights. And they've been doing that for years. Of course, we have standing by some of the veteran calypsonians from Dominica, former kings and queen.
Yeah.
In the names of Sandy, Tronada, the Rabbit, and the Wizard.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah, these are the guys we expect to be there.
I'm
we
sure
Super El may also join us also.
Okay.
Never can tell. Yes.
Right. And for those like myself and Ian, that raising that time when these guys were really competing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear what they have to say in regards to that. So, of course, we'd just like to remind you that you can also call the show if you have anything to say or to contribute or to ask. The number is 1-800-327-448-3284 616-1327 on WhatsApp. That's a WhatsApp number. 448-3281, 448-3279, and for overseas listeners, we have 305-432-9744. And of course, we have them standing by.
Sacrificing and you working so hard. Somebody somewhere wishing you bad. Sometimes you smile but inside you sad. You're somebody somewhere wishing you bad. Is it human nature when you get that culture? We just don't want to see each other prosper. So sometimes innocent you making enemy. Someone you never know nowhere, fighting hard to keep you down. In life, everything you do, some people for you and some against you. Yeah, and those who are against you, there is nothing they wouldn't do. They will paint you darker than Satan, accuse you of everything they can. You know how the public just love a gossip. They will drag your name to the gutter, give the history on your mother, but stay true. Go through your struggle, but when they think it's break, they're breaking you down. They just making you stronger. That's life. Why?
Yes, and I say without apology, and good night to all listeners again. We were just listening to Harold Seeley and Liverpool speak about stage management, but we are back into Calypso vibes again, and we're going to speak to some of our diaspora Calypsonians. And I was just saying, I say without apology, I always tell her that Sandy has been one of the most dynamic women Calypsonians ever in the history of Dominica, and that song there is an everlasting song. It always plays on DBS Radio. And good night, Sandy. We would like to have. It's nice having you on tonight with us. Are you there for Sandy? Yeah, are you coming through? Go ahead. Yes. Good night, Sandy.
Yes, I am.
Yes, okay,
Good
right.
night.
You're coming. Right, wonderful. I guess you have been listening. You had a little slight late start, but anyway, we'll do what we have to do. And you have been following Calypso in Dominica, because off air we have chatted a couple of times. So tell us what you really feel. Give us a synopsis of your Calypso in your time, and Calypso now. What is the great difference, or is there a difference between what used to happen before and what's happening now, as far as you can see from your own perspective?
Well, first I must commend the women. We have a lot of women this year. Since I left Calypso, I've seen a great improvement. The only thing that I really concern about is, like, I've spoken to a few people that told me that, like, they want to get into Calypso, but their main thing is its voice. And as I was telling them, Calypso is not about voice, because Calypso is not it's not a platform for singing competition. It's a platform where you sing, so it's not a singing competition. Right. I think what happened is a lot of people think that, we have right now, I can tell you, the women in Calypso has improved. I guess it's a different style. I mean, because even I was telling workers, a lot of times it looks like now the commentators and everybody think that it's about voice. Oh, she has a nice voice. I think a lot of people should understand that as long as you can articulate diction. I know when I was coming into Calypso, people like Yakima, people never look at her as a Calypsonian. To me, that was a real Calypsonian. You understand?
Yeah.
And I was a backup before I went into Calypso. And I never look at women in Calypso, really. Honestly, I never look at women to compete with. I wanted to always compete with the men, because I felt to myself, I can do something. We can come there and we can compete just as good as the men,
Right.
And I can see it now that people like Joy and
Shanice and so on.
Lady S.
Yeah.
Marsha, what's her name? Nashelle.
Yeah, Nashelle and so on.
Nashelle, Abia, Shanice. There's really good Calypso women. There is. And I think they are there because of what they're producing.
Yes, well, wonderful introduction.
Just to ask you, Sandy, some people were asking whether they should bring back the women competition. What do you think of that? You think that can work? What is your take on that?
Honestly, maybe they would like to have a women competition, because I think what happened is the women, I believe that the women want to compete among themselves. I know in my days, I didn't want to compete with women. I wanted to be with men. I can tell you that. I wanted to compete with men. I never wanted to compete with women. So I think the women now want to, I believe that they want their own competition, I believe, because still when they have the competition, they still say Calypso King. And I mean, the women in it, we forget it. The monarch, yes. It never comes out so clear. It's always Calypso King. I mean, Dice is a 10 times Calypso monarch.
And
you
not
understand?
King, yes.
And if we addressing him as a king, then what happened to the women?
Right.
There's women there. So I think the women I believe they would want their own competition. For me, it doesn't matter. But I believe they would want their own identity to have a female queen, Calypso queen. I believe that. I believe maybe they want that.
Yeah, the other countries have that. I think the last time I heard that in Dominica was some 8 years ago, and Johnny won the last 3 times. I think they had that. And after that, it didn't take place again. But that's a good point, Sandy. It's really nice having you, and you have others standing by, so you'll keep on here in the conversation.
Okay.
And who do we have now? Is one of the guys Tronador, Rabbit, or one of the guys wrong right now? Wizard. Super L, my boy.
Super L, man.
Yeah, that laugh. Super L. Okay, yes, man.
I want to say good evening to the Super L, Levi Low Black. My boy.
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Super L, you know, you've been listening and I know you have your own show. You're a guy that has been involved and continue to be involved in promoting Dominica music, Dominica Calypsos in particular. You participate directly in shows. You have your own show on a radio.
Own band.
Your own studio. And of course, you are one of the better calypsonians from Dominica, both in terms of entertainment. You know, if you want to talk about an entertainer on stage.
Ask Merlin.
Not only that, but
Super, I can't even fit your shoes. I can't fit your shoes.
Merlin, take your time. But super
Really?
super
Wow,
super
that's
super.
good.
I just wanted to ask you what really brought you into that Super L, yeah? Of course, what really brought you into Calypso? Where did you start? How did that thing start?
Jesus Christ Superstar, probably.
That happened from Kennedy's Avenue, from the Pong area. I had a group called during the carnival time, the Archies.
Right.
We wanted to have Calypso, Junior Calypso in our yard, but we had no equipment. So I had to, somehow my brother Ishmael, the boxer, was working with Acme Motors behind the mixed school at where the housing is there, the apartments.
Yep.
And I built a drum set and some instruments and so. And then Sty, Elvis Dow, Shaft, Professor Oil. So all these musicians would come there.
That drummers, only drummers you call
drummers. We push the drummers.
Only drummers you call Sty, Professor Oil, Elvis Dow. All these are drummers, Super.
Shepherd Pond and some other people, guys in the area and so on. We had our band, the Archies.
Yeah.
So what happened is the Mr. Bino, Cutley Bino, may his soul rest in peace, both of them. They used to have the boxing ring on the grounds of the Rosa Mixed Infant School.
Right.
So I used to use it as a stage to have the Junior Calypso show and the Princess show in the Pong area.
Wow.
Then I took that from there to grammar school with Ian Jackson, Big C.
Yes, I remember.
Because I was in technical wing, because Clifton Dupini Technical College did not have all the equipment for the students to be at the college yet, so they put us in the technical wing.
Right.
Yep.
Now, during that time, Atherton Ducre, Jumbo that plays bass with
Gramax, yes.
Wax.
And
Leroy
Wax.
Spike Higgis, John I.
Yes, I.
All of us form a band in the grammar school, because during that time, grammar school used to have its sports day, and I used to be the master of ceremonies with a public address system and my tape recorder, raising funds for the school, 10 cents for requests, and guys have their boyfriend and girlfriend thing, and I just played my cassette, that song, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so that's how it all started. So people like Trinidad, people like Shaky, people like Rabbit, all these guys come from that trend.
Yes.
Now, it never used to have backup calypsos in that time. Calypso never used to sing their songs. If Trinidad come here, he will tell you. When Trinidad used to be on stage and swinging starts playing for him, I'll hold my head up high, you will hear me in the background helping them. I tell ya! That's not Trinidad. That's that. But that is to help the calypsonians.
Yes.
To make them understand. All I was trying to do was to make the Calypso Association, that time it was Party Run, the Goose, NC, those guys understand that. Like you guys were talking to Tilly,
Sandy.
Yes, the Calypso have to move from where it is, and it has to keep walking. You check, it has to be walking. It cannot stay the same place. You understand what I'm saying? And by opening, sometimes you cannot really confront those guys. You have to try to do things for them to see. Even when I came in the competition, I had to do things for them to see, even though they cry me down or they vex or they angry or they think, at least they will see that the things I doing, maybe I might try that too. And most of them, apart never been a cow recently some years ago on stage. So come on, you know. So that's
but Super, I want to ask you this. You know, you never won a crown, right? However,
well, actually, I won a crown. You know, I won a crown. 1983. Let me tell you something. That's a story I must tell Dominican people.
Right.
Yes.
And Jackson know the truth. Hixie know the truth.
Yeah. Go ahead.
1983 was the last year that they decided to have the national competition. Remember, Dominica used to have a national king, and then they used to have a carnival calypso king.
That's right.
That year, 1983, Calypsonians dipped to sing. Hixie dipped number 1. Other Calypsonians dipped their number. Hixie left the venue because he was angry, and he didn't come back until number 7 sang.
Yeah.
The Calypso Association allowed him to sing, and Hixie won the competition.
By default.
So what happened is, Calypsonians were just disappointed that the association did that. So Pat, Aaron, NC, the rest of the guys that was part of the association, they demoted Hixie from being national king, and they were giving it to Picky. But because Picky came first runner, because Picky had issues with cases in the courts, I came second runner-up. So who's the national king?
Well, that itself, Super is a calypso. I remember that. That's when you saw it at the grotto. I remember that very, very, very clearly. But I must say,
king? That's the question.
And
who is the national king?
And the information you're giving is Super for the young generation.
1984, Super was coming to be in the big competition. So the elites, they threw it underneath the table.
So Super, you was a technical king.
They never give me my crown. They never give me my crown.
Yes. And of course, Wizard.
King, Super.
Yeah.
But the same thing happened in the road match. You yourself asked me one time while you were keeping the information for the Dominic Association if I am road match king. I find that was very rude of you, you know. But I knew you didn't know the politics at the time. So I sympathize with you, because what happened is the road match tied between Follow and Super L, the body slam.
Yeah, fight them.
That was the first time Calypso history that road match tied. And you were questioning me whether I was speaking the truth or not.
Well, that is wonderful history, Super L. We must say that's wonderful history for the young people who don't know. And you are still yourself, your personality and everything, bigger than life. You know, Super L has been one of those. And I'm addressing to the young people.
Let's be realistic. I came from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, yes. Of course.
This man you see in the Workers recruited me.
Yeah.
To play the role of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right.
Judas.
And I was singing the high songs of Judas Iscariot. Anybody that knows about Jesus Christ Superstar know what pitch of voice is Judas singing.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I wasn't in PAT, you know. I was recruited. We know. You have to be careful. I wasn't in PAT. I was recruited.
Well, I'll tell you how that happened, Super. I'll tell you. Well, what happened is that I was in PAT at the time, and all was telling me that he's gonna do Super Christ Superstar, and it's something I always watch. And from the time they always tell me, boy, I need somebody to play Judas. Judas came on my mind one time, and I came looking for you one time. And tell you, boy,
there's a tell them the truth what happened now. Tell them what happened. Pembo, that was the musical director. From time I start singing, my mind is clearer now. I had plans all too well, I can see. Say, okay, end of it. Okay, that's the man.
Yes, that's the man. Okay, well, let's just pause and go on to Wizard.
What happened is, I come into that. What happened is, I brought into the Calypso the same stuff that Workers were talking about.
Yes, the same flair and stage, whatever.
The props. The people working with you. I brought an organization for the very first time in Calypso. While Calypsonians are sleeping, remember I living by the riverside, so I used to bring my team while everybody fast asleep, 2 o'clock in the morning, to rehearse.
Yes.
Technical wing, what I'm going to do on stage.
Yeah.
That's how I used to do it.
Well, no doubt. I think we all agree, and everybody who knows you in Dominica knows you have been one of Dominica's premier entertainers by far. You know, and
yes,
Wizard, who is right here now. Wizard probably want to talk to you. How it got started for you now? You had a different story, I'm sure, from Super L.
Oh yes,
a less flamboyant story.
Not as colorful as
yes, not as colorful, right?
Yes. But, I have to say, you know, growing up, I was a church musician. I was a guitarist.
Right, yes.
And I ended up, I used to attend the Calypso shows all the time at the grammar school grounds when there was Carnival City at the grammar school grounds. And I used to watch guys perform, especially like Rabbit and NC and Spider, and I'm like, I can do that, I can do that. Yeah. So at the time, I was an elementary school teacher at St. Martin's School, and I worked with the man himself,
Freddie Menz,
who passed away.
Yeah.
Freddie Menz, may he rest in peace. He had lived in Trinidad. He had come back to Dominica, and he was involved in Calypso itself. So I told him of my desire to, compete in the competition, and I had started writing a song. So the very first song, Calypso, I should say, that I wrote was "Those Were the Days."
Yeah, and you did win that.
I started writing that. Yes, I started writing that, and I let him hear it. He's also a guitarist. I let him hear it. I played it for him, and he was very impressed. And he said, he has some ideas that he can add to that, because he being a man from Newtown, Newtown being a mecca for Old Mass and Carnival in DA. He had a lot of ideas, and he brought some more ideas, and he and I wrote together the remaining verses of the song. And I was ready. That year was 1988. Okay, that was the reunion year. That was the first year I decided to compete in the
NC won with Reunion, and then you came and followed after.
Yeah, he had a song Reunion.
Yes,
But anyway, so I registered, and I don't know if it's because of the number of participants, but there was no elimination contest that year. There was a quarterfinal show, and it was held in, I believe it was St. Joseph or Layu, one of these villages.
Yes.
And I performed my song. Those were the days after rehearsing with Swinging Stars. And that back then, rehearsing was at the Grotto. You guys know the Grotto. We used to rehearse at the Grotto, and all the other Calypsonians used to gather around. There was a nice kind of camaraderie among all of us. They would listen and they would say, all right, he's sounding good. Or, nah, we still don't have lyrics, man. What he's singing about? All kinds of discussions about the Calypso,
Yeah.
So during the quarterfinal, I placed first, so I was happy about that, my first time on stage, listen, man, I had to rehearse how, my stage moves. I was practicing in my room, how I'm going to move on stage and all that. We're talking about stage, I have to big up John Liverpool and Seeley, because we worked together. I was a founding member. I was one of the original members of
NDT, New Dimension Theatre, yes.
John Liverpool and Seeley. Seeley was also part of this, and we had worked together on some productions. So I remember these guys and their contributions.
Yeah. But apart from those, you came with Wine Gina.
So let me just continue. On the semi-final show, it was held at there was a basketball court in the north or the southwestern section of the what is now the stadium. It used to be Windsor Park, right?
Yeah,
it's not the fourth.
It was towards the grammar school area. Towards the grammar school, yes.
That's where, that's where they held the semi-final show.
Right.
And during the semi-final show, I did well again. I was, I scored the most to make it to the final. And by then, I was already working with Freddie Menz to put together my second song. My second song was called A Song of Love. Right?
Yes.
You probably know that song.
Of course.
And so this song of love we sing, the bells of freedom we know ring. And I have to say, I think, right? Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I was the first Calypsonian from Dominica to be covered by the famous Cicero Singers. Okay, so they performed that song a long time ago. Before now it's a common thing for them to do local calypsos.
Right.
But I think I was the first Calypsonian they covered.
Yeah.
So during the final, I made it to the final, and Freddie Menz and we worked on the second song, Song of Love. And for the competition itself, I was ready. I had a small team with me. We worked on some props and some stage presentations. And on that night, I don't know if you guys remember the MC was a gentleman. I believe he was from one of the other islands, Grenada or somewhere there. I don't remember. But he had come to me and he said, "Yo, brethren, I don't know you, man, but you was my king tonight." Feeling good, And to be honest with you, my performances were great, and I thought I thought I
Yeah.
should have won. You know, it
Yeah.
was my first time.
Yeah.
NC sang a song about Reunion '88, and NC won the crown, and I came second in that competition. I understood later on that I was beaten by 1 point. I don't know
Yeah.
how accurate that is, you know.
But,
But that was my entry into Calypso,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. But after that, you won back to back. But we want to find out from you and also Super L. What really is the difference? Because that's our focus also tonight. We want to introduce you to the public, especially younger people that don't know about you all guys, because you all did some wonderful work. But what you find now, listening in now, as a Calypsonian of before, what you find is the difference or the marked difference between your time and now?
We would like to ask that to
All right.
all three of you.
All
Sandy
three,
as well.
yes.
All right, sure.
I think Wizard would agree with me. I think what happened, we in those days had more melody. We were using the chords. We were using more progression. We were using more minors. You know,
Right.
because if you observe that the women are doing by far much better than the men because because of the rhythm of the bouillon. They don't know how to mix the bouillon. You see, that is where Trinidad had that same problem when soca came in with Calypso.
Yeah.
But because these Calypsonians, the way they do their thing, they don't rush their work. You have a whole year to prepare a song, my brother. You have a whole year to arrange a song for competition. You have a whole year to put lyrics and melody and everything and change chord to know exactly the modern happenings of the music outside the world. It's not just Dominica you're catering for, you know. And that's where a lot of our calypsos going wrong. We have to understand that Dominica calypsos is not that bad as we think it is. We're just not taking time to arrange and put things in perspective to make it, you know, I mean, you can elaborate on that.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you, Supers, because for me, you know, I mean, I'm a guitarist. I have a very good musical ear, and I will not just settle for a simple chord progression, you know, a 1 to a 5, a 1 to a 5, and then an occasional 4.
Exactly.
To me, we focused a little more on melody back then, you know, because you can have great lyrics, and if your melody doesn't make musical sense, it takes away from the song, you know. So what I find was back then we focused a lot on you know, the melody as well as the lyrics. There are some artists today that do focus on melody also, but I thought two things. One, we focused a lot on melody in the past, and I have to say also that the variety, there was a wider variety of topics being sung about back in the days as opposed to now.
Exactly.
And you might wonder, you might ask, why am I saying that? And I'm going to say something here. This is not controversial, but you know, our 10-time king, Dice, is a once in a generational talent, and Dice has been highly successful singing political songs.
Yes.
Okay. Dice has been highly successful singing political songs, and everyone looking at the success of Dice would want to emulate that success. And in my opinion, right? By the way, I am not an expert, okay? According to Shanice, I am not a calypso expert. I am simply expressing my personal opinion. Okay? So I feel to myself that, you know, over the past decade or two, you know, Dice has been highly successful as a calypso king, as a calypso monarch. Sorry, Sandy, as a calypso monarch. So everyone has tried to emulate Dice's success by, you know, probably singing the same types of songs, singing the success of songs, like saying, well, if Dice is being successful singing political calypsos, then, you know, maybe I should do that too. Now, back in the days, we also sang political songs, or we also sang social commentary, but those were a little different, you know, it was a little different. You remember? We remember, you know, Rabbit used to hit the
Ron Solomon
figures and the political figures,
and all kind of stuff.
You know, Fronta used to hit Mamo, you know.
Oh yes.
But you know, to me, just the aura of those songs might have been a little different back then. And today, it's everyone is trying to emulate Dice, and I mean, maybe for better or for worse, I don't know. You know, that's for us to
I can
debate,
elaborate on that for you. You know, Dominica. The truth about this thing, and we are a lot of us are hypocrites. A lot of us in the calypso business are hypocrites. We know what the problem is. It's not just the young people want to imitate Dice. the Calypso Association itself has allowed itself to let one or two people write songs alone. And the trend have been one style of writing all the time.
So you need more variety in writers today. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
Jackson came and tried to save the day by getting himself involved in writing. I myself, the kind of calypso I write, I cannot write those songs and be in Canada. I would have to be in Dominica to be able to
feel this pulse of the people.
Style I write, because as all you know already is no lie. They say I imitating Sparrow. Sparrow was my father-in-law, so that's not a problem. So I was well trained by him.
Yeah.
So when I write a song, I'm not writing the same structure. When I wrote Proud West Indian, or I wrote Good Citizen, or I wrote
Mother Mary,
or I wrote
Mother Mary.
Islam, you can see that all these songs, even you, I'm Wizard, you can see the difference of the difference. So even Rabbit, even all the other calypsonians, Spider, NC, none of us used to have the same style of thing going over and over and over and over again.
You know, guys, that's very true.
What's
But
happening in the calypso?
Super L and Sandy's listening. I want to ask a question next, but I just want to comment on what you and the Wizard said. It's a complex situation,
very,
in the sense that we're dealing with generations, we're dealing with technology. We have to deal with the reality. However, there are certain things about Calypso we should never lose. Its essence, its roots, its origin, you know, where it came from, how it started. I think we should be conscious of those things. However, it's a world that's evolving, and you would have realized that now. And Wizard said it about Calypso, now people trying to emulate Dice. And it's not really... I mean, who else? You want to emulate somebody that's winning, and I believe whether or not we like it, you want to still emulate that person. However, what I want to ask, and I want to take it to Sandy first, with the evolving nature of the rhythm, the music, even the beats coming into Calypso and actually transforming it to attract maybe a generation that is there now that probably don't even know you or Super L if you don't tell them or play their music. Sandy, what do you think of that? You think that is only natural, it will happen? What is your opinion on that, Sandy?
Well, honestly, I believe Calypso has its own identity. I don't think that we should try to change Calypso into something. We have Kadas, right? We have Buyo.
Right.
They have Soca. Why should we have to change Calypso to bring it? I mean, we're trying to put Buyo into Calypso. And this is where I think the whole thing of Calypso is changing. As Wizard said that, you know, everybody sings the same song. I agree, because when I look at there's so many different topics, you know, there's so many different topics that we can write Calypso on and sing on, and we can make songs that can go beyond Dominica. That's why when I was singing Calypso, I wanted a song that people can relate to. I wanted a song that it can last, not something I come and I sing on one person and the song just stay there. This is why too, I think when I came back, I had that problem, because I was given songs that I felt to myself, that's not me. You know, I'm not going to sing somebody's song. I'm not living in the country and sing somebody's song that I cannot relate to.
Right.
So I understand that whole thing about people singing the same songs, the same. And yes, Dice is a brilliant calypsonian. I myself, when I came back, Dice was one of, because Hurricane was somebody that I loved. I look at, I try, you know, I watch him, I try to perform like him. That's when I was growing up. And then when I came back, when I left, Dice came in. And when Dice came in, I was like, whoo, I have to up my game.
Yeah.
I have to up my game. And I was told that, no, don't go after Dice, go after Tyrina. And I'm like, why should I go after Tyrina? Tyrina is not the monarch. The monarch is Dice. You know, I have to go after Dice, not Tyrina. And I was told that, no, Tyrina. I said, no, Tyrina is not the monarch. It's Dice that's the monarch. And I mean, everybody wants to be, you know, really truly. Dice is he's fanatic. He's good.
Yeah.
But truly saying honestly, I think that we can get other topics. I think there's broader topics that people can talk about and
That's
sing
for
about.
sure.
Boys, Sandy and
you on that for sure. Point taken.
Sandy, you all guys, just 1 minute.
taken.
I just want to say to you all guys that really and truly that last point made by Sandy is a beautiful point. Even with Bingo, who's a Lucian Calypsonian here for around 10 years now, he has sung for 6 years, 6 years. And if you hear his topics he chooses, you know, it's quite different. I mean, Chu is not a Dominican per se, but he's a Caribbean man. And really and truly, I've been listening to even other Caribbean islands, and Dominica probably has the greatest percentage in terms of singing political songs. So the diversity you talk about is really, truly a fact. And just want to mention to the general public that Wizard is still a writer and a arranger today in Dominica's Calypso.
Yes. Truth is,
yeah.
What are we singing Calypso for? Just for Carnival in Dominica, or for we singing Calypso to bring to the wider world?
That's another point. Good question. Good question.
Guys, you don't forget me or what?
What are we doing? Are we just singing for
who do we have there?
That's Tronada. That's Tronada.
Oh, Tronada. Oh, my Tronada, I didn't see a picture. Sorry, man, we didn't see a picture of you. Oh, did ETO is Tronada. Okay, Tronada, man, come in, man. Jump in now. Honestly, sorry, Tronada. Sorry about that.
So much stuff I can relate to, and I'm not hearing me maybe mentioned or ask anything.
No. We did not know.
About there is stuff that's real to me. I super talk about Calypso in Pong and all the areas. Of course, I used to be a part of that.
Yeah,
exactly. Calypso started for me. Since I know myself, since I was born, I like Calypso because I remember when I used to be going up in the garden from school in the afternoons when we were going to River Clear. All I would do is sing Calypso from all over the world for my brothers and them.
Right.
They knew me as that. We used to have little Calypso competition without no music, just sing your Calypso on the spot, on the spot of the moment.
Right.
You know, I went through the same the changes that Levi went through, because I remember Alwyn Booley came to a show we had in SMA. It was Josie Panny's Technicolor coat, and he saw me there performing, doing acrobatics and stuff, and chose me.
Yes, you're acrobat.
To be the Angel Gabriel.
Yeah.
And I went and Wackers, you remember that, right?
I was the first Angel Gabriel.
Right, you were that, and we taught the Caribbeans doing backflips and singing to Mary. And
I couldn't tumble like you.
Was something that was always in my blood, you know. And I started in SMA in the junior Calypso competition. I remember I had a couple songs, and I went and I Swinburne Augustine and I decided we're going to take part in the competition this year. And then when I hear Sweeney's song, I say, what I have not good enough, but I need to do something better. So I went and I checked NC, and NC said, oh yeah, but he can work on that and make that 10 times better. And NC worked on that, and I ended up winning 3 crowns in one season.
Yes.
I won the junior Monarch,
and you're the first one to do that.
I won SMA Monarch, and I won DGS Monarch 1 year.
In 1981. Yes,
no one else can claim that glory, man. I'm the only
man. You are the only one. Yes, that's true.
Yes, and after that, I won the Independence. I was first runner up in the Independence competition, and in 1981, the Calypso King. So I've been in Calypso, and coming to the point we're talking about Calypso, where it has gone, and what I find is wrong with it today. I'll tell you, there are many things wrong with Calypso right now.
Right.
And it starts from the people that talk about Calypso on the radio. This is something we must be very careful
The experts.
We must stop that, because let me tell you what that does to Calypso. That diminishes. I'm telling you, listen, it diminishes good Calypsonians. I have people that have great songs, and after the pundits say what they have to say about the Calypso, which they never listened to in the first place, if they had analyzed it and realized that not everybody have to sing a political Calypso.
Right.
If they do that for once and understand the man's song and see the chords and the progression, they'll realize, oh, that's a great song.
That is the cancer. That is the cancer that exists in. That's the cancer.
And another thing they do, they come and they talk about certain writers. So if that person write for you, you must place. But if another write for you, you cannot place. So therefore that is destroying our Calypso in the air.
Yes.
We have better Calypsos before, because more man used to write their song, variety of melodies, better chords, and the pundits will not come and make a man place over a man that good. And we need to stop that.
Inherent bias.
A certain Calypsonians say for Super L to win a crown in Dominica, they have to write for me. They never win me in the I have been in the finals 8 times and they never win me. But they
probably what you can do now, Super L, is that especially for young people, you all guys have so much songs. Let's play 1 or 2 of your guys' songs of the past, and then we'll come back with the discussion.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
But they have to make our mass. If we're not careful, soon all them features will go to grass.
Yeah, man. First Calypso, you know. This is a very spirited discussion. I like it.
No, it is. It's healthy, because I mean, it's no use we are hypocrites and we don't want to talk about that. You got to call the spade. You got to call it out what it is. That's it. Young people will understand. We're not hitting. We're not negative. We're just trying to.
Sometime each day, let us think about life. In a world full of turmoil, full of hunger and strife, where the fittest survive. A one-sided world where might is right, and little Dominica must paddle her way or go under. Though helpless and young, a positive people can make us strong. Come let us join our hearts, our heads and hands. We want to build this land. So if a brother is moving on, build him up and not pull him down. For the essay, have a positive attitude. And if a sister does something wrong, help her out and not break her down for one mistake. Have a positive attitude.
This is a song for the Caribbean. La la li la la, la la li la la. Hear me now. A good citizen doesn't generally mean that you have to come from the skies. But with honesty, with integrity, oh Lord, let me explain why. You have to honor your mother and respect your papa too. You have to love your brother and pass it on to the neighbors too. and yet we passing them by. Mr. Christian, the musician, that's a good citizen. Good citizen. That man is a good citizen. Good citizen. He still a black stop the trade unions. He's a good citizen. I say that man is a good citizen. Good citizen. Old man Jackie Eugene, your daddy, he too was a good citizen. Good citizen. But it's only when the people die, they want to shed their crocodile tears. This is a cry from the starving children, sounding across the world for one and all to hear. A cry that echoes in your heart and soul. It is time to take a stand to show them all that we care. All over the third world, in particular Africa, millions are dying.
And basically what you all guys have been just speaking about, Merlin Sentinel, the Wizard, of course, Super L, Lou Black, and of course Sandy.
No, but
all the
honestly,
songs we have heard there
they're
are
making a lot of
quite,
sense,
are
and
quite
finally
different
we will
topics.
come to a conclusion.
Are you there with
We
me?
will see that we're on track. We're on track. What all of us saying there is the truth.
Yes. That's what I was just saying, that all what you have been saying there is basically the truth, because all the songs that have been playing are your songs and some great songs of the past that we are hearing, and the variety of songs we hear coming through, you know. And I guess probably somebody could argue that probably the variety of songs reflect what was happening in the past, probably are more politically charged or whatever, but you are heading into that direction, and you have made a point that really we should get into more of a variety and diversity. But as you have explained already, maybe that could be because our writing limitation have sort of diminished compared to how it was. We had many more writers before than what we have now. You know, we have guys writing now and then. Yeah, so maybe that is also part of it.
But
And the judges are selecting political songs over the real songs.
Yes. So
but Jacko,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Jonathan, you seem to have a little problem. Maybe
mask eruption, right?
Yes.
I've listened to him a couple of years. Mask eruption, for God knows why there were times that I believe that he should have been there,
Yes.
and he didn't make it.
People have said that.
And he writes his own song. You know, I know this
I
year
like
that
the song
he
he
was
had
singing.
there, boy. I love this song this year.
And he's a poetic guy from the days of the grammar school too.
You
He was
see?
always
But
there.
he's
Trinidad, he
always
was
been
always
pressed.
there. He was, you know.
He's always been pressed.
Jonathan, you seem to have a problem if
Your
your
microphone
line.
line.
Probably you
his
need to
line.
probably juggle and
His
move
line
a
breaking
little,
through.
you know, so we can get you a little clearer. But Merlin,
Oh, you having problems?
no, you with the others are okay. Sandy's okay, but you, Trinidad, I think you probably have to just. The line is a little
Relocate, probably.
Yeah, relocate, maybe move if we get you clearer. But Wizard, along the same lines we were speaking before we asked that question there. It was in terms of the changes that are happening, the evolution of Calypso.
Mm-hmm.
You probably had a comment on that. I wanted to hear what you had to say on that.
Because you also write now, presently, you write and you actually record songs now, and probably the public don't really know that. So probably you could even highlight some of the songs you have done in the recent past. Wizard.
Sorry, a different thing. Am I clearer?
Yeah.
Yes, you're clear now.
All right, good.
Yeah. Yes, Wizard, yes. We're not hearing you now.
Even after I stopped competing for a while, you know,
Right.
I've always composed. I think I'm a very good composer.
Yes, I think so.
Not much of a writer, but you know, I still dabble in writing.
Right.
And I've composed and written songs, sometimes songs for competitors in the competition. I put together a song for Observer. He was defending his crown. I think it was 2005. I don't know if you guys remember. Where do we go from here?
Yes. Yeah.
Where do we go? I think that was the first
That's
year
a
that
nice
song.
song.
Right, nice song.
I love that
Observer
song.
came second.
I love that song.
I've written for Tasha P. I've written for Young Bull. This time Young Bull made the final. I was the one who composed this song. I didn't write that one, but I was given the lyrics. I composed and arranged that song. And you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Keep your head up.
Head up high, yes.
Keep your head up. Right. I've done that, and I've kept being involved in kind of scenes in Calypso, even if I competed in birds, This year I produced, actually wrote and composed a song for Son of the Saint, a song None for You Tonight, I don't make it the elimination, but I thought that was a pretty good song, full of little
humor. I told him that.
But uncharacteristic of the Wizard.
Words and excellent rhymes.
Yes.
And I thought that at least Son of the Saints should have made it through the semi-final. Sorry, through the elimination.
He's a good performer.
Yeah. And again, it's about the topic and how it is handled.
Right.
I thought it was a great song, and he should have made it past the elimination.
Yeah,
but again, I don't know. Maybe the judges and the consuming audience thought maybe it's not a political song, and maybe they talked about it's not relevant or whatever it is, but the merits of the song, that's what it should have been judged on, and I felt that Son of the Saints should have made it through. I also produced Checker's first song, Country First. That was written and composed by Tronada, and it was arranged by me, and Tronada has made it. Checker has made it through to the the semi-final. Hopefully, he will get through to the final. So I've been involved. I do arranging and I do composing. I'm working on a couple of calypsos for myself. Not for competition purposes, but just to be involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Wizard,
lots of young, vibrant artists now. Don't need an old guy like me to be in the contest anymore. This year I find there are a lot of really, really good. I would say this year compared to some of the past years, the variety of topics being
diverse.
Yes. This year in particular, And I really like that. Yeah. And when I listen to some of these songs, I find the melodies are interesting.
Yes.
They're not boring 3-chord melodies. There's a little more thought that has gone into the melody of the song. And it's not boring. It's interesting. It keeps you listening on. And that is what I like about music. If the music is boring, you could have the greatest lyrics. If the music is boring, you don't have my interest at all.
The Mighty Sparrow once said to me, because I was being trained by his manager, Cyril Shawn himself. I lived with these people. These people used to put at the back of my head that Kitchener, Blakey, Chuck Dust, all the top calypsonians in Trinidad and Tobago, they're friends, They work out together as partners. When they come to Toronto for Caribana, you can actually see the love and the understanding and the, and they all have their different style. What happening is they are very concerned about the Carnival itself. They have Trinidad Carnival to heart. So when they composing, they making the music melodious for Pan.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just like what's happening in Dominica. If Calypsonians were like Tronada, myself, in the early days of NC and Spider and Rabbit and those guys, their music, their songs would be roadmatish, if there's a word, such a word.
Material, yes.
Material enough. You see, so you cannot leave out. That is what I'm telling you. That's weakening our Calypso situation.
Right now, you have
the Calypsonians, they're not focusing on the carnival. They're focusing on the competition with a political song.
Yeah.
You understand? And even when the competition is on, some of the songs they sing in politically, the lyricals context inside it if you have to sit down as a judge. And I don't know, some of the judges, I don't know if they have cassettes of ex-calypsonians over the world or CDs. I don't think they have. I don't think none of these judges. Do you know one time a main judge said to me, he's the main judge, but he telling me the night of the show, as long as a judge, you can never win. This is the concept of some people in Dominica. They're so local. They're taking everything so local instead of thinking, you judge your judge. You're judging something. You're judging criteria. You're judging presentation. You're judging, So even though somebody say about Michelle Steve $10 million or Patrick John Volley 200, that's still not lyrics. Does it make sense? Is it true?
Right.
It has to be factual.
Yeah.
You have to make the political.
But right now, I think Super L.
The lyrics have to make sense.
We have Super L's kind of past that stage. All of our lyrics are very crafty now, where guys actually use puns and innuendos and so on, and craft the stuff. So I think guys have sort of moved beyond that. But your point is clear that we probably need some diversity, because the focus is a lot about politics. Because as you say, because of the success of Dice with that type of topic. Those kind of topics that people tend to gravitate. So maybe we need to broaden our pool in terms of our writing styles and the topics that we deal with. Yes. Yeah. But it's good to say that.
Dominica Calypso have to go to the world. We have to take those steps.
People like Sheldon, for instance, who's a booyah singer. Okay, he writes for Shanice, for instance. So we have to compliment him. People like Trilogy for some junior monarchs and so on. So we still have to pay homage to people like that and encourage young people to take the Calypso serious. Something we had last week. Gypsy was on a program. I'm not sorry. Was it Gabi from Barbados was on a program? Myself and Marcus. And you're saying in Barbados, what they do is that they go to the schools and get students in the junior monarch who might be interested in writing lyrics and so on. Because when we, for instance, people like myself, pass on, as opposed in their 60s, and others, Tim Duran, those guys, Pat Aaron, and so on, leave and so on, you're going to find a dearth of writers. And if we don't start doing something now to train people about the certain fundamentals about writing good lyrics, then that can be a problem. So that probably is the way we can probably move forward. So probably we can concentrate on how can we move forward, because we cannot go back to how Calypso was before. With the booyah music, and even they have problems in Barbados with ring bang. In Trinidad they have soca, power soca monarch. I was in St. Vincent, where my dad is from, as the first free pit monarch. And when I went to St. Vincent, in the Calypso King show, they could hardly get 1,000 people, while for the soca, the power soca monarch competition, there were 10,000 Vinces in the park. So it's a reality that we're facing in the region.
Why is that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's our discussion now. That is our discussion now. We have to find out why is that.
Probably, I could. Yeah. Listen a while. That debate, we have been having it for a while now regarding where Calypso is going. What trajectory it is taking, and of course, there will be a generation thing when you come to that discussion.
Yep.
Your youth and my youth and Ian youth might see it differently from how we see it. Probably how we would like it to be. And probably when we point fingers, sometimes you have to point it at ourselves too. I think we probably lapsed somewhere along the line in not really handing down those things to those generations. And they probably grew up on their own, deciding on what they should do. Probably. There are a number of issues we can raise, right? However, let me just finish.
Hold on, Super. Let me
just finish the point. So, therefore, to them, what works for them, they will beat that iron. In other words, if Dice continues to win in that way, he will continue to sing in that way. You understand? Unless probably his writer change, probably he changed, and probably a different thing come up. So somebody
breaks the mold.
Yeah. If the iron is out, why not beat it?
Yeah.
In other words, he didn't take. I don't think no judge like Dice to give him 10 crowns. It's obvious. It's obvious that Dice has something that works for him, both in terms of the writing. And now, if you tell me his writer gives him that song, I know his writer has the ability to write a different song for him. He has proven that before. There are songs like Unarmed and Dangerous by the same writer. I think Candles with Tronada and the writer.
Yeah,
that's a great song.
That was Bricks.
You know? That was Bricks.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But we have to say it how it is.
Yeah,
Right now in Dominica, one of the reasons why Dice have kept that tune, it
Yeah.
works for him. And that's the point.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
works for him.
Yeah.
And it echoes the sentiments of many. Even people who might not support what he's saying, no. But for the time, they agree, well, yes, what he's saying makes sense. So if it works, they'll continue
Yes,
doing it.
and I can say,
and there's one more point.
until
There's one
somebody
more point.
comes
Hold on,
along
William.
and breaks the mold.
Well, there's
you
one
know,
more point I want to make.
wins with somebody wins
Yes.
with a different style of
But there's
song
one
or
of-
something like that.
But there's
this
one
will
other point.
continue.
There's one other point I want to
Can I
make.
say something?
About what
I
Walker
want
said to support Walker's
something
point.
Walker said there that makes a lot of sense. In
Yes.
that, as the society changes, as this trends change,
Right.
you have to realize that the calypso will actually take a different trend. It will have a different way that guys want to compose. My problem with that is that we are not nurturing them, or we did not train them enough. We do not have enough good writers teaching them the real way to write calypso so that they can write it in their own style. Even if they develop their own style and say that's how we want to write our songs, but at least they would have understood the concept of writing, or the just like you write an essay at school, they teach you how to write your thesis sentence and how to take that and break it down into smaller points and bring your message across. I'm teaching that. Who did that? None of the great writers have ever done that. Maybe Ian tried a couple
Yeah,
times.
I've
How
tried
many
to
other
fit
guys
in.
have done
But yeah, I want to support your point, Shoulder, but I want to make a even valid point to support that point.
But just before we do that, Ian, sorry, I just want to remind the
Numbers?
listeners out there that there are numbers you can call, you can interact with us. That number is 1-800, or these numbers are 1-800-327-448-3284, 616-1327, and that's on WhatsApp, 448-3281. 448-3279, and for you all overseas listeners, 305-432-9744.
Yeah, this question, the point I was just raising just before we gave the numbers, I was saying that somebody just gave me a point the other day, which is a very valid point, and I would like to respond on that. Many of us, and probably all of us here, probably have one or two children or kids and so forth, as they call them. And how many have impact Calypso to them? They have never taken up Calypso. And for instance, somebody told me that Irving Schlifford has been one of our best batsmen in the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. And none of his children became batsmen. So the point Walker's making is very true, that we have failed a lot. Our generation has failed a lot in passing on what we know to the other generation. So I'd like you to take it from there.
To a certain degree, yes, definitely. I agree.
But let me just say something. And I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from, because I've been in this thing for a very long time I know for sure we haven't been babying I use the word carnival, because as I telling you, when Calypso was in its heights of everything, when the rhythm start changing from Calypso to the order, it was when Calypso started. The first Calypsonian that started to incorporate with Calypso was Solo, Massini Cemetery. He added Calypso to Calypso in the competition.
Right.
The Calypso Association at that time, I was the Young Master Ceremonies with Ted Daly and Urban Harrigan at the time. And there was a whole bunch of confrontation with the Calypso Association that Solo using Calypso into Calypso. Yeah, that was a generation that was changing. Like you say, in the generation, as the generation start to change. So before the bouillon come, Zouk came, because we the Calypsonians suffer on the road with Wadi Kole, Scientific Rose, Ashwax, A&M, playing two classes El Medica Manoni, while Calypsos could not be played on the road except the body slam and follow.
Yes.
No, let me continue. So right now, in this genre, in this generation, you have bouillon. So we can't be hypocrites.
Right.
The Calypso Association cannot be hypocrites.
Yeah.
They have to open themselves and set the rules. While is it early to the young generation to understand that we, the Calypso Association, we're going to change things around a bit. We're going to have, for the Calypsos to be on the road, just like the Bouillon bands, we will have the second rung as the road match competitor song, so that the strangers that come in from overseas
can appreciate it
will be able to get a fet in the second round. The first round, you can sing all the politics you want.
Good point. Good point.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good point.
You can sing all the politics you want in the first round, and by that time we will be able to keep the carnival alive, keep the costume alive, and then these booyah bands can play what they want on the road, but the Calypso Association would say, well, we have $500 or $1,000 for the best booyah band that play Calypso on the road. In the meantime, the Calypso Association have a song system of its own, like what's his name? Tilly? Silly said.
Yes.
Because I don't know if Trinidad remember, in 1985, the Calypso Association had no choice 1986, when the body slam was so electrifying at that time, to put a sound system A&M on the road to play Calypso on the road.
And supporting what Super L said, I've already told the Calypso Association that we need to incorporate the booyah band into the finals.
Right.
What we can do is have these guys play to open the show, and sometime at the close when we're waiting for results. And therefore, that will give them some incentive so they can play our songs on the stage, on the road. Our guys just don't get it. We want to get things, but we don't want to give nothing back.
We got to look for solutions. We got to look for solutions.
Yes. Good ideas coming through.
We have to give back, man, if you want.
Good ideas.
Exactly.
Good ideas coming through.
That's right.
Exactly.
And so we want to compliment the Leo Club for merging both booyah and Calypso during their competitions from last year. Trying to get the young people together who want to sing booyah, want to sing Calypso, so they can be side by side together. But I think
exactly, Trinidad did it with soca. That's why soca Calypso still exists.
I think right now Dean has one of the songs that you talk about, Super L. So we'll hear about it from the mighty solo, the late mighty solo, late great mighty solo,
King Solo.
King Solo.
I was a little boy, but I see it all.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much, man. It just us working together,
I would like to let everybody know about something that happened to me not long ago. It was after a free carnival fete, coming from the one night I'll never forget. Passing between Methodists and Roman cemetery. Thinking of it, just walking down quietly. But while walking, I glanced over the Roman cemetery wall. What I saw that night, I will never forget at all. I see George James on saxophone and he playing the melody it was. The puppet, he leap on trumpet and playing the sweet harmony. Eddie Matter on guitar and beating his music it was. We standing on the aisle and like this the band was pounding, I tell you. CC Cordero on lead vocals and leading the crowd, while the rest of the crowd was jumping.
Well, Super L, if you said that was the first song that really brought on the Kadas business into the music, it is said in Dominica that during the times of Hunter, when he had Carrie Bacchanal, it was the first time that booyah entered into our Calypso arena.
Yes. I'm telling you.
And do you guys, what do you guys think of this trend? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's just how they do it.
Yes.
Not
Calypso
really.
should be dominant.
To me,
Booyah not going anywhere. Booyah not going to go anywhere. It's going to be there for a long time.
Our calypsos are to the external forces, like the whatever is around. Say in '73, Cadas was at its heights, and Solo incorporated a Cadas chorus in his calypso. When I sang Young and Restless, not everybody, certain experts were complaining that a soca song is not calypso.
Yeah,
that's the same thing Trinidad was telling you.
They said the same thing about you, like
association.
Yeah, so
it's the association.
Yes,
the association.
To me, that's a natural progression.
Let's say Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Yeah,
making a point. Yeah.
Well, I was making the same point. As Wizard said about the Young and Restless, I was telling him, well, that was the same thing that happened when I came and I sang in 1980. In 1980, when I sang "Change the Names of Our Streets,"
some of the judges came and told me that wasn't calypso I sang, because it was a real first time soca music, right? The beat was not calypso, and even NC had a problem with it about, oh no, we cannot have that in our calypso competition. And and then I came with it in 1981 when I sang Hold My Head Up High, and they still had a problem with it. Super L was there, Super L was the backup vocals, Super L was with me, and Super L tell me, yeah boy, so Super L was an encouragement to me.
So you are also supporting our point.
Ceremonies and the background vocals. I introduced background vocals to Calypso,
So music evolves.
So my point is that we have to continue and let the trend change. We have to let Calypso make the changes that it will make as society changes. But we just have to be mindful of what a composition is. Make sure it's a good composition, regardless of what genre.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's where Wizard ask, do we think that it is dying? Those kind of questions. That's the question we will always ask. But change, one thing, is always inevitable, gentlemen.
Change is constant.
It's like, and I remember Dice using that in his opening statement, and we must not forget that we are responsible for who comes after us.
Yes.
And what we live with them, what we teach them, they will learn. You understand? No, we cannot fight with young people in that. No. And we need them. We need them. We need them to come into the Calypso.
Right.
We have been complaining that Calypso does not attract young people. And then somebody said about the bouillon influence into the Calypso. I always say that is inevitable. That had to happen.
Yes.
Because here it is. As long as you attract a young person into something, they will bring what they have. Yeah. And what they have is always different. I don't call it new, It may be there already.
Association need to discuss in meetings of the changes of the rhythms, the awareness to the calypsonians, what they can and cannot do for the future of Calypso.
Yeah. So I think the 2/4 timing, 4/4 timing should remain, but the lyrical content and the messages brought for Calypso should remain, because there's some historical things. Yes, the lyrical content, because for instance, our biggest song,
road match contender,
our biggest booyah song ever. Probably is what Kwan and them know. What's the name? What's the name of it? Someone else. Our biggest booyah song, And in the time it was WCK with their Balance Batty and Kong Shell,
And let's be clear. Let's be clear about something here, gentlemen.
Yeah.
People have to feed themselves.
Yes.
And people have to work. People have to get money to survive. Let's put it that way. After God, we have to get money to survive. Now, the thing about that kind of music today, irrespective of what we think about it, it has a market.
But the only reason why they have a market because there's
however, you may not say, it's not palatable, because obviously they have to deal with the lyrics. But the music is selling. And who is it selling among? Their kind. Now, that's where we have the dilemma, if you want. A paradox, if you want. Maybe you can help me with those words.
There's a paradox.
Because sometimes you are saying that, all you want us to come in that, but all you want us to go with all your rules. What about our rules? What about what we have to bring? So therefore, it's a debate. It's a debate, and it's something that we have to look at closely.
We have to discuss it.
Well, exactly. I see that little different.
Dancehall reggae came about from reggae. All right? Jamaicans accepted it. Soca came about, and with Calypso, Trinidadians accepted it. The French people had Zouk. It come to Love Zouk, and then it come to Zouk Compa. So I don't see why it cannot be Calypso Bouillon.
Right. We have to have all those in Calypso.
Yeah, well, that's not fine,
The association has to open its arms with the young people that come in along with what they like.
Yes.
So you have to set the standards, the boundaries.
Yes.
In other words, rules and regulations.
Yes.
Like I said, the first round you can sing your political Calypso. We will judge that. Because the strangers coming overseas for a jump up and have a fete, and it's bouillon they coming for, and it ain't got no road match songs as such, except "Why your foot so long? Why your foot so long?" and those kind of songs there, or sour somebody, or those kind of guys there. The Sharon have a hot dog in her mouth. You know,
Yes.
you might as well just go down into your hallway and make calypsonians put a good calypso booyah for the second round and finish it at.
Let's hear Sandy. Sandy, let's hear you on that. Sandy, you have anything to say? Sandy, you have anything to say on that?
Sandy enjoying it.
Well, honestly, I agree. You know? I mean, it's the new people that come in, the young generation that come in.
To make way for them.
They think that calypso is old people thing, long time thing. So if they can implement things to get them involved, as everybody else say, lyrics. You know, just let the lyrics be, you know, on point, not the nasty business, but good lyrics. You know what I mean? And we can flow with that. And I agree with Super because I remember before when I was growing up, calypso was like you get one slow song and one fast song. So
roadmap.
That's what I
follow. You follow.
Yeah, you know, I that's what I know. Charlie. Everything is that said there is the truth. Is the truth. If we have to keep calypso alive.
But that's not going. The only thing I find is that still won't engage the youth. We have to bring the people that have the youth following them into our calypso realm, and then they will get involved.
The Calypso Association has to do their job. They have to do their job because
that's what I'm saying.
They have to do their job.
They have to set the rules.
And just wait and
exactly.
They have to set the rules.
Tell them, Sandy. That's what I'm saying.
But let me just remind all you. I don't know if you all remembered, but you know who won Calypso King competition in Trinidad last year?
Yeah, Marshall.
Yes. And you know what he won with?
Yep.
He won it for Calypso, original Calypso.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, we can, all you people will be justifying the statement.
Forgetting these places have Calypso.
But Calypso can never die.
Exactly.
They have Calypso judges, These judges you guys have in Dominica, to go at their home, they don't have a cassette of Trinidad.
Exactly. I agree with you.
They don't have a cassette
Super,
of
listen, Super. We have had the competition there. Don't go too hard.
But wait, let me just make a couple points here.
Please.
Talking from past experience.
Guys, let me just make a couple points here. I heard the competition last year in Trinidad with Marshall and so on, right? And the point was made that Marshall won it for Calypso. But Marshall won it for Calypso because he has Marshall. Okay? He won it for Calypso because he has Marshall. You see? Because people had an expectation already for him to win. Marshall is coming back.
For the king.
Yes, for the king. Marshall is coming back.
Are you insinuating that?
No, I'm not insinuating he should not win. I am saying that there's a hype over him already. When he came in, so there's the expectation. So the point I'm trying to make is that I'm checking, and Wizard is also a former teacher, and I check it from a teacher's realm. I don't have to wait until my classroom becomes unruly and say, okay, well, that's how the students are today. I think you're supposed to set the standards for your classroom.
Set the standard.
Yes. So we are the teachers, okay? You all guys are the teachers, right? Who set the standard. And you have to direct the young people as to what is accepted and what is not accepted. We have to understand that the beats will change. We have to accept the change of beats and so on. But you have to find a way, because if, as Marcus said, the sort of music have gotten popular and people have to live off the music, the only reason they will live off the music is because they have employed DJ that knows only bouillon music. So when they go on the radio, they only play what they know. So you cannot enjoy something you don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
You cannot enjoy something you don't know. So and that's why it came popular.
I think the authorities, may I make a point, please?
Yeah,
I think the authorities, the Calypso Association and those involved, they have to find a middle ground.
Yes.
They have to find a middle ground to see how much they can steer, the young people, and how much they can incorporate what the young people like. That's the big thing. I mean. They have to figure out how this is done. You can't afford to lose the new generation and the upcoming generation. You can't afford that, But at the same time, you cannot alienate them, So,
guys, we're working towards 5 more minutes.
Put some think tanks together and figure out how they're going to tackle this, But it's a problem. This is a problem that is
Can I make a
Dominica Calypso problem, or do other islands in the Caribbean that have Calypso?
Yeah, Wizard, Sandy wants to make a point.
With,
we have 5 more minutes,
in
and Sandy wants to make a point. Sandy, go ahead.
Yes, what I was saying, right? Shelly and Trilogy during summer, right? They have their writing skills camp. Why don't they? I heard what I cannot remember who said it. If it's Trinidad, but that's true. They want to make money, but they don't want to spend money. Why don't the Calypso Association, right? You have people like Tasha. You have all the Calypsonians. Why can't they come together and have a camp? Go to the schools,
right?
And say we're having a camp, okay? The camp implement Calypso, because the kids. To me, that's how those kids, the young people, would like to get into it. Because I have my niece that always say, but there's nothing. It's only they have camp for Bouyon, and I don't want to sing Bouyon. They don't have Calypso camp. Why don't they have a 2 weeks Calypso camp? Why don't they do that? If they do that too, at least the kids could get a sense of what Calypso is about. They could make their own Calypso. They could, they could do that. Why don't they do that?
Walkers,
Sandy, I'm going to take it up. I'm going to take it up.
Yeah. Walkers, Jackson.
Yes.
Do you know that Levi Loblack, the Super L, was the one that was behind NC and Pat Aaron and his fellas? Because I had the band in Virginia called Black Roots at that time.
Right.
We were doing the junior, backing up the junior Calypsonians and playing for the Princess shows at the time.
Yeah.
And I tell these guys, for us to take the Calypso, listen to a simple thing, take the Calypso to the countryside. Yeah. Black Roots, we went to the countryside to bring Calypso to the countryside. Swinging Stars have been the backed-up band for Calypso for years. Byron Lee is a Jamaican with his band from Jamaica playing Trinidadian music. Every year, he sees it fit to take the 15 top songs of Trinidad and put it on a CD. Right now, we don't have CD anymore. It's flash drive or whatever it is. But at least it would be a great thing that the Calypso Association put a little money aside, or at least take $10 from each Calypsonian, or 50 cents, or whatever, a negotiation then, so that they can have a yearly compilation of the songs instead of it just going under the doormat. Because they toy in, they go into New York for there, they go into St. Martin, they go into there. You know what I mean? They're not doing anything except that will put out a CD.
Okay, and to continue with Sandy's point, when we think of it, and also Ian just said it, that the guy won in Trinidad with a Calypso. So what that tells me is that Calypso, the rhythm of Calypso can never die. The rhythm of soca can never die.
Right.
The rhythm of Bouyon and everything that's coming will must never die. So therefore, a Calypso competition must comprise all these. However, a man cannot ring no serious Calypso for Bouyon music. It must be a road match song that you're singing in that genre. If you want to win the crown, you better come in for slow Calypso or slow soca.
Exactly. So you might as well just say the first round is your test piece. The second round is road match.
And I agree with all of you, and I'm going to make a promise, as long as God gives me life as a former president of DCA and still closely affiliated, I also hold judges workshop to bring it up to King Observer, if he's not listening, that next year we should not wait until the season comes in us, that we should have such workshops and
if you
explore
see
the
they don't
schools
do
and so
that,
on.
I bring in them in the octagon next year. I come in as Sparrow, the oldest.
No, come. Yeah, well, guys, we just rounded up our discussion.
Octagon, not in the ring no more. In the octagon, I come in.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, so we just rounded up our discussion. We come up on 11:15. We're gonna call it off at 11:15. We just want to remind our listeners that next week we hope to have Tyson Johnson. He's a guy who knows about melody and tell us and discuss with us about melody. We have 1 or 2 artists in mind, but we have not confirmed with them yet. So in the week, probably next week, early we'll inform you. We'll be at the Calypso semi-finals. Myself and Walkers, as usual, bring it live to you from DBS Radio and, of course, on the Facebook page. And in the meanwhile, we just want to say thank you to Super L, Wizard, and the rest of the guys, I'm sure. And, of course, our listeners, many listeners overseas in the United States of America and elsewhere. My brother, my wife, and I don't know if my daughter is asleep by now, and many others that have been listening to our program. I'm sure Walkers has his own crew that normally listens, Tilly and the boys. So from me, Ian Jackson, I want to say good night and thanks for joining. You know, we're happy to have you, Super L.
Jacob, before you go quickly,
go ahead.
I want all of us as Calypsonians to congratulate all the semi-finalists for this Saturday. You know,
man.
Let us be there all the best. You know,
and I too,
because we have been there. We know what it is like. You know.
And I too want to, first of all, say that, but you guys look well.
Yes.
Trust me, eh?
I'm a handsome
I don't
boy,
know.
you know.
Yes, super. I mean, Wizard, Trinidad, I have seen you, but they throw up a picture of you, but I know you're looking well too.
If you can turn the camera on, I'm here, you know.
Yeah. Sandy, my girl, as well as ever. Want to say good evening to.
Turn on your camera, Trinidad.
You guys look well, boy.
Yes.
My camera is
on. So when involved in music, you don't age.
On your side. It says the host has turned on the video.
I just want to say to that, you know, big up Sandy, Brian. I know you're listening. Brian must be in the background. They're listening. Want to say good evening to him, Sandy. All you guys, Super L, my main man. Wizard, another main man. Trinidad, you know already. It's nice having you guys. We'd like to do that again. Of course, Rabbit had to be on. Shaky had to be on.
Shaky's not too well, so
so we'll schedule that for another time. And of course, we take notes on what you guys have said because it is important.
Very important.
Whatever we discuss there is very important. I mean, it's crucial, as a matter of fact. And I want to congratulate you all and ask you all to keep up contributing to the Calypso arena. Keep on doing what you're doing.
I'm doing that on my show every Saturday. Every Sunday from 12 to.
And I know Super L have his show.
I try my best. You know?
And I've always liked Trinidad. I don't know if he's visiting this year. When he come around and have his own critic, very good critic on Calypso, honest opinion. And of course, Wizard, very educated on Calypso as well. And of course, Super L, you know who we are. The only thing, Super L, I can tell you is that we had some guys doing stage management there, and they was talking about your long kind of presentations before.
Because they didn't know presentation was 5 minutes and all my props on wheels.
But we'd like to
because that come from People's Action Theatre. You see, in the big production, the presentation is 5 minutes. So if I was long, they would disqualify me in the 5 minutes.
I guess they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it, Super L.
We enjoyed it, you know. We didn't say it was good. It was well worth it.
Yes.
But thank you, of course. We have the Stardom tent, we have Mascam tent, and of course we have the semi-finals coming up. And we have the Junior Monarch coming up as well. So there's a lot of things happening there for the season, and of course you guys can stay in tune. So thank you. It's safe out there. I know it's cold out there, and I do enjoy what's out there because we are there, we are enjoying what's there, which is the warmth.
Thank you guys.
Thank
you. And thank you, Dominica, for listening tonight.
All
right. Later.
Okay,
thank you guys.
It was great.
Appreciate you having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Good luck to everybody.
Hope to see you soon.
Good night to everybody. Listeners.
All right.
Yep.
It's been my pleasure.
Take care, guys.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, sister.
Yes.
You must stay down with her. In life, everything you do, some people for you and some against you. And those who are against you, there is nothing they wouldn't do. They will insult your intelligence and try to break down your confidence. You know it's easier to mash up than build up. Some will pretend to support you, but that's only in front you, so stay true. Hold on to your struggle, but when they think it break, they're breaking you down. They're just making you stronger. That's life. Why? Ooh, mama. Okay, boy. You're wrong. Somebody always wishing you bad.